Hi everyone, Anna here from Six Senses and at home with Six Senses. I'm just checking that I'm actually live, and let's see what happens here, but I hope we're live, and I think we are live. So I will check this out actually and see that we are indeed live. And then I go into my Facebook on my phone. So let's just check. We are live. All right. My name is Anna Bierstam. I am the Wellness Pioneer of Six Senses. And hello, Chris. Wonderful to see you being part of this. And anyone, please make sure to let me know where you're from. If you have any questions, namaste. And I'm standing here. I've just moved, so this is my new home, and I'm trying to get everything in order. So we're getting there. And today is a pretty cold day in Sweden, and I hope you in Asia are having some good time before you're going to bed. And I'd like to welcome anyone from the US as well. So today we're going to talk about energy medicine. And why am I talking about energy medicine? Well, for me, I am good, thank you. Thank you, Graciela, for asking, and from Bhutan. So why are and any bad comments, just disregard them, and we will make sure that we hide them, because we always get some strange comments. I'm from Italy, from Philippines. Love seeing you from all around the world. So energy medicine is such an interesting subject for me. My first experience kind of came when I was 14. I had a near-death experience. I had a disease. I actually saw the light and did the whole near-death experience. And that made me understand in the events that followed, which were all very serendipity, is that there was something more than what I could understand. When I was 19, my mother sent me on a Reiki course. I can't say I was truly focused, but again, it showed that there was something more. And after that Reiki course, I started to look at auras around trees. And I saw that there was like a light, an electricity around, or a white shining light around trees. And then I went into meditation, yoga, healing, and today I'm also a shaman. So there's a lot of things, but and we're going to work a lot with energy medicine when it comes to Six Senses. So I've been asked to talk a little bit about what is energy medicine. And we're going to talk about first what it is in a big context, and then I'm going to go back into say what this means for you in particularly. Thank you for sending some sun from Austria. It's a bit gray here. Kandao, Thailand, and all the Anupam all the way from the Himalayas in India, and also Italy. So thank you. And Dura Valley. Hi, Marco. So let's get started straight away. So I'll start with asking, where does an idea come from? Where do you get an idea? When you have to get an idea, do you actually get an idea when you're thinking really hard, I have to get up to something? No, your ideas come from you when you're not thinking. And what they're saying is that ideas, memories, even consciousness is not something within us. It's out there in a field. And we're going to talk about three fields today. One is a field that is vast, and it's the whole universe. And then we as humans have an electromagnetical field. And then we vibrate on certain frequencies. So we're going to talk about the universal field, our electromagnetical field, and then our frequency. So stay with me on this, guys, because it's going to make sense. So an idea comes from the universal field, basically. And what's interesting is that fire were discovered in two parts of the earth at the same time, without any possibility of communication. And this is what happens because once an idea is out in the field, others can grab it if they connect to the field. Same thing when it comes to love. We strive for love. Love is what we live for. We want to love ourselves, our neighbors, everyone else. We want to be loved. We want to give out love. But yet science has not looked at love as something that is important for us when it comes to health, because we can't define it. So let's just talk a little bit about science for a second. And New York, Rebecca, yes. And Sabrina from Singapore, Abu Dhabi. We have New York. Yes, New York needs an energy shift. I had a call with someone there, there's a lot of fear, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And Nyköping in Sweden, welcome. So love is important, but science has been around for about 300 years, and it is based on everything that we want to have explained. It's kind of plus and minus, what we can touch and what we can see. Now, if we look at other sciences, so to speak, which is, for instance, Taoism, Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, Buddhism, it's been around for thousands of years. And it's based on what we can touch and see, just as science, but it's also what we cannot touch and see, what we can sense, the power of nature. And I just want to show you this little picture here. This picture is the light spectra, and this is the total light spectra. And from the total light spectra, we as humans see about 1%. This is what we see. That is all we see. All the other things, if we could see all these things, that the light spectrum that we actually know that we have here on Earth, we would see colors that we don't know. Now we can only see these colors, but we know, science knows that there's so many more colors, but we can only see so little of everything that exists. Bees can see different things. It's like hearing. Dogs hear different sounds than what we can hear. So what we perceive as what we can touch and feel is just a very small portion of what's actually out there. So there's more to the world than what we can touch and see in our Newtonian physics. So that's why quantum physics was developed. And because there's so much our Newtonian physics cannot explain. And I just want to show here this. If we look at quantum physics, what I want to talk about first is our universe. Now this little thing here, this is a P. I don't know if you can see it. Here we go. This is the size of the universe before the Big Bang. So you can imagine if this was the size of everything that we know today and more, as it expands, everything must be connected. There's something connecting everything. Otherwise, it would be impossible. Now, then the Big Bang happened and things started to expand in an exponential way. And it's still expanding quicker and quicker and quicker all the time. Now, quantum physics have shown that unless we would just be continuing to expanding in particles forever, unless there was something called the Higgs field, which is what instructs things to form. So the Earth would not form, it would just expand all the particles. But because of the Higgs field, it instructs us that everything gets a shape. So the Higgs field is basically the universal field with all our memories, our consciousness, and all those things are stored in this field. And when we tap into it, and we're going to talk about how we can tap into it in just a second. And for you who has just joined, we're explaining what energy medicine is today. So the Higgs field, if it wouldn't be for the Higgs field, there will be no mass, no Earth. And so that's what instructing us. And Tesla has seen it. Most scientists know that it's something instructing things to form in the universe. Otherwise, the Big Bang would just continue to expand. So I want to talk about the next thing, and that's the Schumann Resonance. Has anyone here heard about the Schumann Resonance? And hello from Malta, Bangkok, South Africa, and sunny Seychelles. Wonderful. So has anyone here heard about the Schumann Resonance? In the ancient Indian rishis called the Schumann Resonance, which is 7.83 hertz. The frequency of Om, Om. When you say Om, you tap into the Schumann Resonance. Now we humans, we vibrate between 5 and 10 hertz. The Schumann Resonance is just in the middle. And the Earth vibration is the same as the Schumann Resonance. So when we're out of sync with the frequency, we begin to exhibit signs of discomfort. That can be anxiety, insomnia, illness, suppressed immunities. So those things are so it's very important that we tap in. And when we meditate, we also tap in to the human resonance. And by tapping into this frequency, we can access the field. So are you still with me, or is this out there? Hi from Poland. Poland, I haven't seen you before. Thank you for joining. So there's many of us that has the ability to tap into the field. either intentionally or unintentionally. We've all found times of divine intervention in our lives, times where we have been in a flow and done something amazing, when we've had an occurrence that is too impossible to explain with our logical mind. And at times life has brought us to crossroad where we wanted to dive deeper into this unknown. And I think we're at that time right now and we do this through various practices such as meditation, healing, Reiki, substances, plant medicine, or why not shamanism? So I've done all of them and then some. So we've learned tools to access this field and to tap into the Schumann reference, the frequency. And when we draw on those energies, it can help us to heal and transform. And the most powerful for me so far is shamanism, using rattles and stones and mesas and all kinds of things. But I've done meditation. I do meditation every day. That just puts me in the right space. And drums, rattles, meditation, tapping into frequency, saying Om, breath work, all of those help us to connect to the frequency, the Schumann Resonance, and then connect to the field of consciousness and love. So that's super interesting. So I want to talk a little bit about you now. And hi, and Dallas, Texas. Thank you, Charlotte, for joining. And Eva from Bangkok. Wonderful. Thank you, guys. Love that you're saying where you're coming. If you have any questions about energy medicine, let me know. So that's kind of the vast thing of this. And that we have a frequency and we have a universal field. So the frequency is Schumann Resonance. It's about 7.83 hertz. And we tap into it when we meditate, when we say Om, when we say breath work, when we use rattles or drums. So there's so many things that we can do to tap into it. And that's when we tap into the earth. And the best way to tap into it is to be in nature, preferably barefoot. But now I want to talk a little bit about you and just all living creatures are connected to the field, regardless of how it may seem. Soul is our human way of connecting. Animals don't always have, or plants don't have souls, but they have other ways of connecting with that field. And when we end our life, the physical vehicle, our body, ceases, but the soul never ceases. And the soul is the core part of who you are in this lifetime. And it's important not to confuse the soul with the emotional body. The emotional body is an extension of the mind and the mind body, where free will exists and feelings dominate. So we have the soul, which is your essence, and emotions is different. So many humans, especially right now during COVID-19, are enslaved to their emotions. This produced judgment and opinions, and that shaped the way we experience our lives. Whatever emotions are experienced are reflected in the energy field, in our personal energy field. So we have our body, and then we have an electromagnetical energy field. And whatever emotions are experienced are reflected in this energy field. And it's through this field that what you call destiny is shaped. So it is an electromagnetical force field, which describes our inner mental, emotional, and physical state of us as a person. And it's not visible to most individuals, but it is really powerful. And this electromagnetical field describes a person's health at all levels. And most good healers develop an awareness of what an individual's field contains or lacks. So let me know if you have any questions. You all know the experience of feeling comfortable in the presence of someone you may not know well, or feeling discomfort with someone that you don't know that well. Something in your field resonates or does not resonate with that person. And this describes the law of attraction. Attraction and repulsion occurs first through your electromagnetical field. So the fields meet first, and then it gets into our brain saying, I like this person or I don't like this person. And if there is a lack in your life, and it might be lax right now, it will show in your field as a dark area or depressed point. Even though you don't see it, when you feel that you're negative and you're being led by your emotions, you get dark spots in your field. So what should you do? So now it comes to what should you do in order to access the field in a better way? Well, open your heart and ask for compassion to come to you, and it will. So just kind of drop down to your heart, and we're going to end with a small exercise, and ask for compassion to come in, and it will. Those with strong, positive, disciplined mind, whose hearts are clear and open, will have incredibly expansive field, very colored, very clear. And it is as they can move about more freely within themselves, as their field provides a source of protection. Those gripped with fear and pain will find their field diminished in size and color, as if it does not provide the protection needed. So the main thing is the field, I get a question, is the field larger than 6 feet? Now here, Charlotte, actually, our electrical science has shown that our electromagnetical field in the heart is the biggest field we have in our body. And that can be measured up to 15 feet, 3 meters, 15 feet away. No, 5 meters, I'm sorry. So, déjà vu, would that also be explained through these energy fields? Yes, it does, because you're connected. Now, déjà vu is also an interesting thing. I might have another session on that, is that we believe time and space is linear, and time, science knows, is not linear. So you can go backwards and you can go forward, and therefore you can have déjà vu. So thank you for that question mark. And so going back to what we should do is to open your heart and ask for compassion, and it will come, regardless of what's going on in your world, whether it be the personal or the collective. Do not give in to fear. And we have some talks about that earlier. So if you want to see how to get out of fear, just enter into that talk. In the human mental construct, fear leads to judgment, which in turn compounds more fear. So it's like a catch-22, it just continues. And so the antidote to fear is willingness to trust, to have faith, and allow the heart center to open, because this is where your biggest field is. So whatever you dwell on will be reflected in your electromagnetical field. The more you allow yourself to dwell on the love that you are and the power of everything that is, the clearer and more at ease you will become. A bright and expansive energy field is a magnet for love and brings opportunity and diminishes the sense of isolation many are feeling at this time. So that was a lot, but in essence, and just to summarize this energy medicine before we go into a quick meditation today and just tap in. So what we're going to do in this meditation is that we're going to tap in to the Schumann frequency, which helps us to connect with the universal field where all information, déjà vus and everything. And then we're going to increase our electromagnetical field through expressions of loving kindness meditation. So we'll do a really, really quick meditation here. So please close your eyes. And just breathe. Take a deep breath down to your toes and out. And take a deep breath all the way in and out. And I'd like to chant the Om 3 times, and you'll do this out loud, so just bear with me. Everyone around you can hear Om 3 times. So take a deep breath in and chant Om. 2 more times. Breathe in. And breathe in one last time. And just stay with this frequency. Feel how it vibrates in your body. This is the Schumann Resonance. Now drop down to your heart. Feel the energy of your heart and feel how it can grow. Feel how it grows to 15 feet outside your body, touching anyone and everything around you. And I'd like for us today to start with being grateful. Anything you want to be grateful for Mother Earth and nature, if it's the clear air, the rain, the sun, the food on our table. Thank you, Mother Earth. And then grateful to our community who's helping, who's growing in consciousness, who's showing love every day through this crisis. Thank you, community. Thank you for everyone on this call. And grateful for ourselves, for our bodies, for our mind, for our heart that can express love and compassion and kindness. And say after me, aloud or silent, may all beings be happy. May all beings have peace and harmony. May all beings have strength and health. And may all beings experience love and appreciation today. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining. Hopefully you come into a calm state where you are now into the Schumann Resonance, you're connected to the field, and you've expanded your electrical magnetical field. And I hope that you've got some type of realization on what energy medicine is. Energy medicine is about tapping into the Schumann Resonance, the universal field. And when you heal a person, when you work with healing a person, you tap into that person's energy, the energy magnetic energetic field, and you look at if there's dark spots in this, and you take and extract those dark spots away. And Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, meditation, healing, all of them, shamanism, all of them work on this. But hopefully you've got a bit of context, both from science and everything. Thank you from beautiful Greece, Chris, Sachin, Pongkwan, Anupam, thank you. Charlotte, namaste, thank you for that good question. And I'm glad I put a smile on your face, Andy. Virginie, namaste, wonderful to see you. And Shahzad Ahmad, thank you so much. Thank you for joining, and have the most beautiful day today. And thank you, Marina Prohans Costa. Enjoy your day. Go out there and share your love, and be good people to everyone. Bye, guys.